What's up guys, Ronan here with another Lords of the Fallen video. And I want to bring you one of my favorite builds, probably one of my top 3, and that is the Umbral Bucket build. I would say right now my top 3 builds are the Bucket build, the Dual Reaper build, because I just love daggers and stuff. And if I had to pick a third, it would probably be the Dual Reaper Short Sword build, which is really powerful as well. But back to the Bucket build. Named him Sir Tyson because you feel like a boxer with this build. Let's load it up. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this is an S tier build. This build does a lot of damage. It does a lot of damage with power attacks, running attacks, special attack. Just does damage with everything. Let's look at the build. I'm using the Gilded Buckets, obviously, with the Jeffrey's Dagger. And they both have Gravix runes that gives you damage while two-handing. And even though we're quote-unquote dual-wielding, we're also quote-unquote two-handing because it's a single weapon. So these are the runes you want to use. I'm using the Nahuda Effigy. This is the best in slot for 16/16 on Radiance and Inferno. Spells, Poison Weapon for the big damage, obviously. Little Mirror's Javelin for utility, range, sniping, you know, picking off those faraway enemies, even though you don't do a ton of damage with this build, but sometimes it could be useful. You can also use, actually no, you can't use that. But Diminishing Missile, this is the big one. This debuffs the boss and buffs you. Well, it makes you do more damage and makes the boss do less damage to you. And the armor is just for fashion. As long as you're wearing heavy armor, you're good. I got a passion for fashion, so this is for fashion. Jewelry, we are wearing the Warrior's Claw, the Deer Quimara ring. 2 of those. You're gonna need to beat the game twice to get these, or you can use the physical damage ring. And for the fences, we have over 1100, almost 1200 physical defense. High fire defense, a little low on the holy defense. Unless you're fighting a lane, I don't feel like holy defense is all that important. I feel like the more dangerous bosses are fire based, so I value a high fire defense. And for my stats, level 125 as always. Strength is 47, agility 44. That's going to give us the most damage we can get out of this 125 build, with 16 Radiance and Inferno for the buffs and spells, 40 Vitality, and 15 Endurance. Because the buckets, for being small weapons, use a little more endurance than other things like daggers and such. So I mean, got a little extra. I mean, you can take that out and put it in Vitality if you want. You're going to be slightly tankier. But yeah, that is the build. The eyes I'm using the eyes to give me plenty of special attacks because the special attack on the buckets is really strong. You could also use the Eye of Loesch for charged attacks because the charged attacks hit like a truck, but they're pretty fast, so if you time it well, you can usually get them in. But like I said, this build does damage with everything. So I'll try to demonstrate all the moves in this fight. See them. But we're gonna pick our favorite punching bag here. We're going to buff up Poison Weapon. We're going to hit him with Diminishing Missile. 4,000 damage with a running attack. 5,000 with a charged attack, and he's down. Not really down. No, I didn't mean to do that. Still did decent damage though. Sometimes it just sucks you into the animation. That is why I don't repost him, because it can mess you up, but I still got the build pretty easily. This is a really fun build though. It attacks fast. Just feel like a boxer. Definitely one of my favorite builds and one of the strongest in the game for sure. There is a Radiant version of this build if you want to be a little tankier. It does a little less damage overall. Still hits like a truck, but I think hit for hit it does more damage, but it's the diminishing missile that turns the tables and makes this build do a little more damage than the Radiance build. But you can do the same setup here just with 18 Radiance for bleed weapon, and use that build if you want to be a little tankier, because you have the spell that makes you have higher defense. And then you could probably, since you don't have to have 16 Inferno, you would pick a Orion Preacher, I think, and you would have extra points to put in Vitality, which would also make you even more tanky. I think you get around 50 Vitality. So yeah, if you want to be tankier, go for the Radiance. If you want to be max damage, go for this one. It's a high risk reward build. You are a little squishy, even though I'm wearing heavy armor. Well, who are we gonna fight next? No, let's do another boss. Let's try something different. Alright. Let's do Broken Promise. Umbral versus Umbral.
Another Umbral.
Now she likes to throw stuff at you as soon as you get in here, but that's okay. Not very weak to Umbral. Not doing much to me either. Alright. There we go. This is on Ng3, by the way. Alright, and I think we're done. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Enjoyed showing you one of my favorite builds. See y'all in the next one.